Hey guys, Rachel CPR here. Today I just wanted to talk to you about the maximum hydration method. I have been receiving a lot of questions about this method, and there is a blog that is called Maximum Hydration Method, and it has a host of fabulous information. There are step-by-step tips as to how you can increase the moisture in your hair. There are product suggestions, and one of my favorite things is the testimonials. A friend of mine on Facebook actually told me that I have a video that's been posted on that site for my flaxseed gel, and I was like so tickled by that. I was so happy. I felt very flattered and honored with that posting. And that's not why I'm telling you to go there. It's actually a great site with a host of fabulous information. But just to answer some of the questions that I've been receiving, they can, for the most part, be answered in 3 things. And a lot of people want to know like how long it takes to reach maximum hydration, or what are some steps to really increase or boost the moisture retention in your hair. One of the biggest things that you have to do in order to increase the moisture retention in your hair is to water your hair on a regular basis. Whether you're watering your hair by getting into the shower and completely re-wetting your hair, misting your hair with water, whatever you do, you have to make sure that you are regularly watering your hair. Water is moisture, so your hair needs water. A lot of people feel that they shouldn't wash their hair too often because it's going to dry your hair out, but in reality, the exact opposite is true. So please be sure to water your hair on a regular basis. And that is from both the outside and the inside. You have to make sure that you are drinking water regularly, because then you are getting it from both directions, which is always going to be much better. Another thing that you have to remember is something I say on this channel all the time, I know, but you have to be sure that you are using conditioner in your hair at least every 3 days. Your conditioner, unless it's a specialty one, will only last for 3 days. So once that 3-day period has passed, your hair is actually vulnerable to becoming more dry because it's not guarded anymore. Your conditioner has run out and your hair is just running on whatever it's getting from the air. So, and whereas the moisture in the air is wonderful, if you want to boost your intake of moisture, you have to definitely keep it moisturized with conditioner. Your 2 main best friends is going to be water and conditioner. And that is something that you can do twice a day, or you can do every 3 days. But again, within a 3-day period, you really should be re-wetting and conditioning your hair. That's the only way to actually keep ahead of the curve of the dryness. The other thing that you want to make sure that you do is to limit the amount of heat that you have on your hair. And that includes any type of heat. And this is particularly during the time when you're trying to boost your moisture. When you want to boost your moisture, like at this time right now, we're about to go into the winter season. This is when I'm going to slow down on the amount of time that I spend under my dryer or with my diffuser, because I know the air is about to turn and it's going to be a lot more dry. So I want to stay ahead of the curve, and staying ahead of the curve is another thing that you definitely want to do with anything. With water, with conditioner, with the heat drying, you want to make sure you stay ahead of the curve. So staying away from too much heat is not as easy in the wintertime as it is in the summertime when you're doing a wash and go, but it is possible. Sometimes you have to adjust the time of day that you are washing your hair or co-washing your hair. For me, for the winter time, what I tend to do, and this is usually well into it because I will leave the house with my hair wet. It's because I'm used to it. But when it gets too cold for that, what I do is I simply wash my hair when I get into the house. When I come home for the evening, I know I'm going to be in for the evening. I will wash my hair, let it drip dry, and then by the time I go to sleep, for the most part, the outer shell is already dry. I pull it back into my bun. In the morning time, I style and I go, and it is perfectly fine. The other thing that you want to do as far as drying your hair is, in the very beginning, you want to stay away from even taking a towel and wringing your hair out. And I'm talking a microfiber towel. You want to let your hair dry with all of the water inside of it. You can shake it to get a lot of the drips out, but if you really, really, really want to boost that moisture, let it drip dry, and it's going to dry with all of that moisture sucking it in right on the ends of your hair, which is where your hair is more prone to dryness because it's older. So definitely allow your hair to drip dry as often as you can. You don't have to do it every day, but if you really want to boost the moisture intake of your hair, allow your hair to sit and dwell in the moisture, and you can do that by just having a drip dry session. And to help with that, you can always just use your microfiber towel right on your shoulders to catch the drip so that it's not running down. I hope these tips were helpful. Please continue with your comments, your questions, everything about this. I have no problem with answering your questions. But again, I will direct your attention to the Maximum Hydration site for a host of wonderful tips. So we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.